Hi, fans of the Bat and the Cat and YouTubers. This is the Bat
and the Cat,
and today we are going to discuss our last video of how to manage relationships, having fun, and red lights and warning signs.
Okay, having fun. Who doesn't like fun? But that is something that is a necessity in a relationship to make it work. You need to be able to have fun together. Life is already very serious and stressful, and your days are spent working, studying, running errands, dealing with problems. So your relationship should not be a place where you are stressed as well. You need some peace from the daily life and its problems. So in fact, your relationship should provide an outlet for enjoying life to the fullest together.
Yeah, you should be having fun with the person you're in a relationship with. If you're not, there's a problem. If you're always tense or you are always on the lookout of the next unexpected thing to happen, you can't have fun with someone. And especially if you go to a party with someone, you must have fun with the person. They shouldn't be causing you stress according to their behavior. So, and having fun is not just like the fun you have in the bedroom. It should be stretched further than that. That's also fun, and it should be fun, but a relationship has to have more than that. In the fun section, you should do stuff together. You should bungee jump.
Yes, if you're adrenaline junkie and you like things like that. But there is sacrifice coming in again.
Okay. Lastly, this is going to be a lengthy one. We're going to discuss red lights and warning signs, and we're first going to get down with the serious people. And the not so serious of them is the narcissist, and you can't easily identify the narcissist due to their ability to create a personality to wow and win you over.
Yeah, definitely. The first thing that we've got on here is we actually had to go and research this to length, is that they are conversation holders. In other words, they love talking about themselves, about him or herself, and they don't give you a chance whatsoever to take part in a two-way conversation. Even though you're there, you don't need to take part in the conversation, as they do it somewhat for you. And you struggle to have your views or your feelings heard. When you do get a word in, if it's not in agreement with a narcissist, your comments are likely to be corrected, dismissed, or even ignored.
Yeah. Due to experience, even with children, they will change the conversation to themselves.
Yes.
Out of first-hand experience, I've seen and heard that many times, and that's a big sign. That you're dealing with a narcissist.
Yeah, and they'll ask you questions just to turn the conversation, as soon as you start talking about the question that they just asked you, to themselves.
Their conversation interrupters. They will interrupt any group conversation, social, especially social, and they'll turn it to the subject that they want to talk about, and that they can talk to you to impress the people around it. Because a narcissist's main weapon is to impress people and to win people over, because they constantly have to recruit friends and subjects to do their bidding, because they lose them after a while when people realize that they're being manipulated and being used to an extent.
And they are great big rule breakers. They enjoy getting away and violating rules and social norms such as cutting in line, simple little things, chronic under tipping some people like the waiters and anybody that is assisting them, and some of them will overtip just to show off. They are amazing show-offs in public. So stealing office supplies is another thing. Breaking multiple appointments or disobeying traffic laws.
You will also recognize them with the chaos their personal life is in. Their licenses are always driver's licenses are always either lost, stolen, gone, or expired. They love shortcuts. They don't follow the correct way to do it, and they also have a scheme to make things easier and more accessible, but usually that ends up in a moose bugger up.
What happens in the end? They pass it over to you to finish for them. As they start something, they never finish it, and they know you will do it for them to be able to cap that, what do you call it, not bad behavior, that chaos that you just spoke about that's happening currently, back to normality.
Ek kan nie sien daar nie.
Okay, they're boundary violators. Bad ones. You know, they show disregard for other people's thoughts, emotions, feelings, possessions, physical space. They've got no regard for that. They'd like to overstep, and they use others without considering their sensitivity or their, like I said, their feelings or anything. So they show little remorse, and they blame the victim. And oh no, they're playing the victim, and they're always blaming someone else.
And they also use the shock and awe subjects during, especially during conversations. They will turn a normal conversation about rugby and TV programs and movies. They'll start talking about raping, the rape statistics and crime and how they were victims and sickness and hospitals. They love that stuff because then they can boast about their
achievements,
generosity and support to people that was in situations like that.
Yeah, definitely. And then another one is false image projection. Many of them like to do things to impress other people by making themselves look good and extremely competent in what they are doing. This trophies or trophy complex, as it's called, can exhibit itself physically, romantically, sexually, socially, religiously, financially, materially. There is so many. I can go on and on about this.
One that stands out, when a person is overly romantic, especially a man, they're over romantic in the start of a relationship and they want to move fast. That's a big red light, and usually that's a narcissist that's behind us, or like we're going to talk later on, a sociopath. They go to extremes to show their love to you. A room full of roses. I don't say everybody, but if there's constant acts like that, it's just manipulation. That's it.
Yeah, they are worrying you into doing what they want until you are doing it, and then they stop, and you are not allowed to stop.
And they create a personality
Yes.
that suits the new friend's job and the person they are romantically interested with. And after they get that person and they're married, because then it's too late for you. You're in a relationship with narcissists, but you can recognize it by these things. Is if there's major changes in your friendship, or you moved to another town, or the narcissist gets another job, you will see major changes in personality, ways of dressing, and interests, and suddenly they're a whole different person.
No, even the eating
Yeah.
changes. They used to like a certain thing, and now all of a sudden they don't. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Then another thing is entitlement. Narcissists often expect preferential treatment from others. They expect others to cater for their needs without being considerate in return towards these people. In their mindset, the world revolves around them.
And you also see after a breakup of a narcissist, they always think you want to come back.
Yes.
They don't leave the exes alone. That's another sign for you. Is that the ex is always in the picture. And they never let go of that person, because when the present project fails, they think they can run back to the previous one.
Yeah, because that's basically what you are for them. You're a project.
Yeah.
You are something new. It's like kids getting a puppy. They
Yeah.
are crazy about the little cute doggy until he grows up.
You're the way to help them achieve their dream, and you will be surprised what their dreams are. It's not like other people. I want to own a house, or I want to have my own business. It's like I want to go on holiday in Spain June this year, and that becomes their whole world. They will move mountains to reach that. Lie, cheat, steal, anything.
Yeah, true.
Narcissists are not loyal. They boost their own ego, and they use sex as a tool. And also, like with their personality, they changes their sexual preferences and what they like in the bedroom. They chop and change it to manipulate the person that they're interested in.
Yes, true. So basically, they don't enjoy anything because they are working too hard into making you believe they are enjoying it. And it's like the bat said, Nana, about the bed full of roses, etc. That's called a charmer. They can be very charismatic and persuasive. When they're interested in you for their own gratification, they will make you feel so special and wanted. However, once they lose interest in you, most likely after they've gotten what they want or became bored with you, they may drop you without a second thought. A narcissist can be very engaging and sociable as long as you are fully willing to do what she or he wants or desires and giving him all your attention.
We're going to finish now with narcissists, but I just want to say the following. They're very difficult to recognize due to the fact that they will do anything for you. They will help you, and they usually target people that are in trouble, or they offer their help, and they're always very concerned about you and what's happening with you. And when you give them, well, the longer you talk, the more information you give them to manipulate you. And that's why they seem like people who help everybody, but they're not helping everybody. They are creating slaves, because believe me, when they help you, you will help them, and they will get 10 times more out of you that they gave to you.
True.
And that's why they are helpful, and they are also on the surface they show us very good leaders in the workplace, and they're very competent people. But they talk themselves that way. they usually don't have the skills set for that. And what happens is when they are in a leadership position, you will see the effect it has, because no narcissist has ever made a success of their department or business that they were appointed leaders of. And when a narcissist realizes you're not behind them anymore, you're seeing through them, when they can't manipulate you anymore, they will turn everybody around you against you.
Yes.
And a narcissist usually says they have all the dirt on you and all your skeletons in the closet they know about. But believe me, most narcissists have major skeletons, and I mean crimes like stealing and fraud.
Yeah.
Because that's the shortcuts. That's how narcissist works.
Yeah.
And before we start with the other major personalities, actually disorders,
Yes.
you will see a constant, like the same traits throughout all these disorders. There's certain things that appear in all of them. You can recognize as we are gonna name them. You will see a pattern, but mainly most of these people are I think schizophrenics are a brain disorder and bipolar, but the others are due to a lack of love and due to traumatic experiences in their childhood, either sexual abuse, physical abuse, or just that one of the parents wasn't present, or both, or they grew up in not normal circumstances. But let's start.
Okay, your next one is sociopaths. They are number one antisocial personality order. They cannot understand others' feelings and often break rules and do not feel guilty for the harm they are causing.
Yeah, there's no cure for that. And they can only be diagnosed in their adolescence, and they have no regard for others. They're charming.
They're manipulative and cunning.
Yeah, they usually make good conmen. If you look at conmen, most of them are sociopaths.
Yeah. They are grandiose and sense of self.
Yeah, they usually have a huge personality.
Yes. Pathological lying.
Shallow emotions.
Incapacity for love.
Need for stimulation.
Lack of empathy.
Taking advantage of others.
And impulsive nature. Poor behavior controls.
And then here's the dangerous part: rage and abuse. They are prone to violence.
Yeah, it's because they believe they are all powerful.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about all these traits. All of them, there is a violent side to it, and some of them a lethal side. It can end in your death.
Definitely. Early behavior problems, that you see what if this person is developing this disorder is juvenile delinquencies, a history in behavioral and academic problems at school.
One of the problems is making long-lasting friends. Also, a problem with narcissists. You won't meet a narcissist that seldom you meet a narcissist that's still got friends from school that like them and keep in contact with them.
And then, of course, the last and also very dangerous one is the change in personality to avoid prosecutions. Okay.
Next up is psychopath. That's a very dangerous one. And it's also difficult to recognize a psychopath, because a psychopath doesn't have any feelings, so they fake them. And they're very good at faking their feelings.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's usually associated with, or considered synonymous with sociopaths, psychopaths. But the difference is, a psychopath are more likely to get into trouble with the law, and a sociopath usually blends in with society.
True. Yeah. So the one is standing out, and the other one is blending in.
Yeah.
And they're also showing traits of narcissism, both of them. A sociopath will feel quality hurting someone which they have a bond with. No, they'll feel guilty.
Guilty,
Sorry.
yeah.
Where am I getting that? I can't see what
Yeah,
I'm
a sociopath will feel
Yes.
guilty when they hurt someone they have a bond with, that they're connected to. But the psychopath, they'll kill you, even if you're very important in their life.
Yeah. And a sociopath mimics feelings to blend in. He hasn't got any, but he mimics them. And a sociopath are more in control and organized in their criminal thinking and behavior, displaying little or no emotions.
Yeah, so the thing about psychopaths also, they're more organized and they're more in control of their feelings than a sociopath. And they don't lose control. A sociopath is prone to fits of rage, and they don't have actually have no control over their emotions, and they're very impulsive. So they will a psychopath will plan how to kill you. A sociopath will kill you in the heat of the moment or hurt you. A psychopath plans it. He already knows what he's got to do with you or your body beforehand.
Premeditated. Now, sociopaths is less organized as well. They're nervous, they're agitated, and they are quick to display anger. Right, next one.
Now, schizophrenic, they're prone to anger, but they're out of touch with reality.
Yeah. They're not so common as the other disorders, but the symptoms can be very disabling. They're disorganized speech or behavior. They're difficult with concentrating.
Like that, they have illusions and hallucinations.
Yeah, they're not. It's not a multiple personality disorder. It's a chronic brain disorder, and they are very prone to violence.
Bipolar is the next one. You shouldn't get into a relationship with a bipolar person. I'm very sorry. If you're bipolar, you know I have good reason to say that. It's a manic depression illness. And it's caused by a brain disorder, and it is treatable, but you have to treat it for that person's whole lifetime. It's not curable.
Yeah, if you take the mood swings that these people have, it's like a roller coaster. And one day they're up there, the next day they are right down there, and it can take up to 7 days for a manic episode. And if a depression sets in, it can last up to 2 weeks, and this person can be hospitalized because of that.
Yeah. Signs is change in sleep patterns, unusual behavior.
Risky things like spending a lot of money or unsafe sex, touchy, irritable, prone to violence once again.
Yeah. And that's the signs of also when they're in the manic or up episode. They are full of energy, and they can tackle everything. They can do anything, but during the up episode, that is when they are irritable and can easily attack you or have a confrontation that usually ends violent. And during the manic episode, the down episode, the depression episode, the only down thing about that for you is they will constantly talk and think about death and suicide, and that's usually when they commit suicide. It's in the down zone.
Yeah, and they're quite prone to substance abuse as well.
Yeah.
And that can cause also extra irritability, and their downside can be extremely enhanced by taking substance abuses, and it's just going to make them more depressed.
Next up is addicts. And that's a wide range. I mean, you get addicts. The worst ones is drug and alcohol. Then you get sex addicts. You get gambling, medicine.
Hoarding, adrenaline junkies.
But that's the good one.
If we can call that an addict. I would say there's extreme adrenaline junkies who is definitely addicted to it. Yeah. And then you get your off chance now and then adrenal junkie who just loves it.
The only downside of the adrenal junkie is if your personality doesn't fit the person's adrenaline rush experiences, like bungee jumping or paragliding or stuff like that, and usually adrenaline junkie wants you to participate. So that's the downside of adrenaline junkie. You're going to they have to do extreme things. But drug addicts are the worst. They have got no loyalty, only to the drug. That's it. And you can take them to rehab. It's very difficult. Actually, the most difficult addiction to get rid of is cigarettes or nicotine. Is more addictive than cocaine. So it's more difficult to kick the habit.
No, because it's commonly available and it's not against the law.
Yeah, and the other problem with drugs is they usually owe money to Nigerians, and somebody knocks on your door if you're in a relationship with a drug addict and wants the money that they owe them from you, or they will kidnap you, and they will do just like in the movies. It's happening in real life. They kidnap you and then they blackmail that guy to give them all the money, or they kill him, and you don't want to be in a relationship, and then suddenly your boyfriend or girlfriend is killed in a somewhere at a remote place because they owe drug money. And also you must think about your health. I mean, those people see needles. They're more prone to HIV. They're more prone to STDs because some of them sell their bodies for drugs. You will also be financially better off because they'll steal your money, they'll steal your TV, they steal your lawnmowers.
Yeah.
They steal lawnmowers too.
They'll pawn anything they can get their hands on to get money.
The other thing is alcohol. Alcoholics are the same. They'll do anything for the alcohol. And alcoholics is more prone to violence, especially when they're drunk or when they don't get their fix, and financially and health-wise, it's not a good thing to have. And gambling also, and with the sex addict, you won't keep them just in your bed. That's also a health issue, and I mean, you don't want to share someone with the whole neighborhood.
Definitely not.
So.
Okay, I think that's it for today.
We I know that this is a little bit long, but yeah, all these are the most extreme people. They say 40% of the world has serious mental disorders like this. We named you a few, and we talked about the signs that you can recognize them with and what you can expect from them. And what it basically means is that 40% of the world is as serious mental disorders is if you enter a room with 10 people, 4 of them are very dangerous and crazy. So, and there's lesser evils out there, guys that just want to use the girls for sex, girls that just want to just after guys' money or financial security. You don't even have to make much money. There's certain people that comes out of places that you are in a better situation financially than they were in their entire life. So you look like to them like the perfect prey. But you have to evaluate the person, and you have to decide what you're going to put up with. What can you handle? What I can tell you is you must come first, and you mustn't give up your happiness and feel guilty about a person. And very few people change. If you have to start working on a relationship, that's a big red light. You will never stop working on that relationship. And if somebody says with especially serious stuff like this, they're not gonna change.
No.
They're gonna hide it from you, or
They're gonna try.
yeah. That's you have to decide what you can handle and what is acceptable to you, and what you want from a relationship and a partner. Because nobody's perfect. We all have certain things that are not right for somebody else, and we all got problems on the dark side. So the most important thing is you have to know the history of your partner to be, or your husband to be, or your wife to be. You have to know where the person comes from, and then that's where honesty comes in. And these people that we talked about now, not one of them are honest. Not one of them loves even themselves. They love nothing. They also have got self-image problems. And that's another thing. Most people, 90% of the world has got a self-image problem. They don't love themselves. You have to love yourself before somebody else can love you. If you don't like yourself, how can you expect other people to like or love you?
True, very true. And I still feel, and I say it again, as soon as somebody says to you, if you love me, you will, get out. Just there and then. Because you don't have to do something because you love somebody if you are not feeling comfortable with it. And using that sentence, to me, is a no-no.
Normal people, not people like we discussed, also have certain agendas and problems, and like that one is a big red light. If they force you to do something, that's also a red light. If they constantly need admiration and reassurance, if they constantly change from job, if they have problems with their families, that's a big red light. If they have problems with their parents and families, and I mean the whole family, not just certain people, but the whole family, then you have to know there's a good reason, and you have to look at the history of a person. What relationship is this person in? What happened? Why did they break up? Because people don't change their behavior. When you become the ex, it will be the same way as the previous ex. And okay, you get jealous girlfriends and boyfriends out there, especially the boyfriends. They like to come and to whisper into the new boyfriend's ear. The ex-girlfriend usually sends you nasty Texas. But if there's warnings from friends, family, ex-girlfriends, take it seriously. Look into it. Even if you think the ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend is being jealous, there should be some truth to it. And I mean there are crazy people out there, and people who will use you and then throw you away like that.
Yeah.
And you need a relationship that's going to be long lasting, that you can grow in and you can be happy in. If you are constantly meeting these people, you must also look at yourself. Why are you attracting these people? You have to decide, what do you really want the bad boy that you idolized in school, that wore a red jacket and drove the bike, and now he's sitting in the bar and his pregnant wife is at home with 20 children and there's no food in the cupboard. He's the bad boy. He's not looking after his family.
And you're so bad.
Yeah. So you have to look at what you want, and it changes as you grow up. I mean, when I started dating and what my preferences were are way different than what they are now. So when you're young and innocent, you think you're going to change the world, and you're special. Everybody will treat you nice and fall in love with you. I've got news for you. Life is a bitch. It gets up and kicks you till
you're down,
till you grow up.
or you learn your lesson.
Okay, that was a long session. And that's the last chapter in how to manage relationships. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned something. This is the Bat signing out.
And the cat signing out.
Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and click on the bell.
And please leave your comments. I haven't seen anything yet.
Bye.